And good evening and welcome to WLCS TV 20. Ron Polinsky, Joe Bach here with you as we have junior varsity volleyball with your home Lorain Titans taking on the visitors from Garfield Heights. The Lorain Titans are in the white uniforms and Garfield Heights in the dark uniforms. And that hit is out of bounds by Tamara Jones of Garfield Heights. And Joe, that gives Lorain the early 1-0 lead here in game one.
Yep. Yeah, this was originally supposed to be a freshman JV varsity, but they changed it to a JV varsity and had the freshmen on another night. So tonight will just be the JV and the varsity.
Thank you, Joe. Again, the second hit there from Garfield Heights again is out of bounds to Lorain, out to the quick 2-0 lead here as we are getting settled in for junior varsity volleyball, Lake Erie League. And on the third hit for Garfield Heights, hitting it over the net is Sierra Clemens. And they're battling for the Lorain Titans JV is Jaheda Figueroa. And it's now 3-0 Lorain. So Figueroa will serve for Lorain. Her team up 3-0. Figueroa with the overhead serve. And it sent the set from Garfield Heights. Comes from the middle of the court and then sent back over to Lorain side, and it falls on the gym floor here at Lorain. That gives Garfield Heights their first point, and that cuts the lead to 3-1. So the Bulldogs will be serving and hitting it into the net and unable to put it over. We don't have a number for that young lady, but it is 4-1. Lorain has the 3-point lead. And again, Garfield Heights unable to play it, makes it 5-1 Lorain. So again, you play to 25, best 2 sets out of 3 here in the junior varsity. And going back to serve for the Lady Titans is Alana Coleman. Coleman with a good line drive serve that is played by Garfield Heights, sent over to the Lorain side, set by Figueroa, and the kill from the left side of the front row. And we have a Garfield Heights Bulldog into the net. And that means Penelope Wallace gets the point, and Lorain leads 6-1. So a nice start here, Joe, for the Lorain junior varsity team.
Yeah, absolutely, Rob. And Lady Titans doing pretty well in the LEL this year.
And sent over instead of setting it was Garfield Heights trying to catch Lorain off guard, unable to do so. Wallace sends it back over to the Garfield Heights side, and then miscommunication on the Titans, and it falls to the gym floor. That gives Garfield this point, and they cut the lead here to 6-2 early on in the match in game number 1. And it's Jakiria Ball serving for Garfield Heights, and the lefty will send it over. Titans now with the set, and from the right side of the front row, Wallace hit it cross court, but she hits it wide and out of bounds, and the Lorain lead is cut to 6-3. Ball, line drive serve, set, left side of the front row for the Titans, getting the kill there. Don't have a number 2, but maybe that's maybe she's the freshman coming up. That would be Demaya Clayton. Demaya Clayton makes it 7-3 Lorain. I'm sure without the freshman here, Joe, they've probably brought up some of the freshmen.
Yes.
Since they don't have that freshman game. So they hit it into the net. Lorain leads 7-4. Serving that into the net that time for the JV was Penelope Wallace. Now Tamara Jones serving for Garfield Heights. Her team down 7-4. Jones with a good deep serve, but it's just wide and out of bounds, and that gives the Titans the point. They lead 8-4.
Do what we got to do, Rob.
Story of our lives, Joe.
Yeah,
going back to serve is Nia Carter. Now, you don't have to give the secret away. I won't if you won't.
No, I'm okay with it.
Nia Carter.
Just got a text from the scores table with some changes to the Garfield.
Thank goodness for technology, or, you know, where would we be? Now, if Rob can know how to make Joe's phone get big. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
I think
And
I can
then
figure this out.
There's a note after the official score that there's another error in there. The 7 is 13, I think. So
First off, I'm looking for a name that's not on here.
okay.
And that's the first name, so I might have to wait for a timeout here,
Okay.
Joe, but we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
8-5, and then they put it into the net. That makes it 9-5,
I'll
Lorain.
take that back. I got to
Okay.
post our link on Facebook, our YouTube link.
Yeah, when you look at the first name and you realize it's not on your list, you're like, oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Then you got me thinking, am I looking at the varsity or the JV, that first one? But anyway, line drive serve makes it 10-5. That's Liz Alvarez. She's the libero. Liz, great serve that time. An ace right on the line, and the Titans lead 11-5. Boy, a tremendous serve that time from Alvarez. That line drive just over the net, and it just fell in play, in bounds. It was right along that back row, back line. Alvarez, again, you get a look at her. That deep serve is going to be played, and unable to pass it ahead were the Garfield Heights Bulldogs, as they made it 12-5, and we've got a timeout. So timeout, you get a look at the sidelines here for Lorain as the junior varsity team getting around Coach Rodriguez to go over strategies, and Coach Rodriguez has to be pleased. Her team out to a 12-5 lead in game one. Again, you play the best 2 games out of 3. You play 2-25, and you must win by 2. Joe, I think it was the last time you and I were together. It seemed like we had close matches in all games, especially in game 1. I believe it was freshman, JV, and varsity where we had them. That none of them ended in regulation, if my memory serves me correct.
Yeah, it was crazy close, and but I think were they in straight sets?
They were, but
they were all close, like 25, 23,
right.
27,
yes,
20. Yeah.
Especially at the beginning, those first games, whether it was freshman, JV, or varsity. I think they all went into overtime, if you will.
Yeah.
So Alvarez set to serve, and sometimes you call this timeout here, Joe, just to kind of try to break her rhythm. And
right.
Alvarez does send that deep and out of bounds. So
it's amazing how often that does happen.
Yeah. You know, we've talked about it before that I kind of equate serving volleyball to free throw shooting in basketball, where you have that same rhythm, you want to do that same thing, and time after time, and sometimes you see a timeout where you try to ice a free throw shooter. Well, maybe that's the same thing. So serve goes into the net for Garfield Heights, makes it 12-7. That was Sierra Clemens. And for the Titans now, it'll be Liera Concepcion serving, her team up.
Oh, nice line drive.
Yes, and it's sent back over. And it's played by Concepcion. She hits it straight into the air. And on the third hit, Penelope Wallace sends it over to the Garfield Heights Bulldogs. And it gets hit into the net. And that makes it 14-6. So the Titans up 14-6. Concepcion set to serve. And to the back row to the middle. Played ahead by the Bulldogs. Sent over on the third hit by Tierra Gold. Middle of the front row for the Titans. And hitting that out of bounds that time was Alana Coleman. And it makes it 14-7 as the Bulldogs get the point. So the Titans have doubled them up here so far in game 1, 14-7. And serving for the Bulldogs. They send it over. And Wallace puts it right on the line, and that's good. 15-7. Garfield Heights thought that one was going out of bounds.
Yeah, perfect placement.
It was. And we've got, I believe, a substitution here for Lorain, as Nalasia Phillips will check into the lineup. Phillips will take over for Carter. And serving is Jahida Figueroa. And racing back, and that goes off the shoulder of one of the Garfield Heights players, and it's 16-7. So Lorain out to the good start here in game 1. Figueroa again. Back row, it's set now by Gould. Sent over to the Titan side, but out of bounds. Point for the Titans. They lead 17-7. So Lorain with their biggest lead here in game one at 17-7. They've never trailed, scoring the first 3 points of the match to go up 3-0. They've never looked back. Garfield Heights has gotten it as close as 2 points. Concepcion, back row, set, left side of the front row. Wallace cranks it up, and there's a point for Lorain. They're up 18-7. Wallace from the left side of that front row with a good kill. As you get a look at the Titans. And again, that's Figueroa serving. Figueroa puts it over to Garfield Heights. It's played in the back row by Concepcion. Set, again, they set up Wallace left side of the front row. Point for Lorain. They're up 19-7, and Wallace is getting hot from the left side of the front row.
Oh, yeah.
In case, Joe, you were wondering, I know you were probably wondering, you're looking at your sheet going, what happened? Well, Joe, let me just show you this. It is raining outside.
Oh, no.
So when the umbrella came in and I was closing the umbrella, you got a little water on your live read there.
Oh,
so in case you were wondering, it is raining outside. 20-7 Titans. They're 5 points away from game one.
Yeah, it's rained all off and on all this afternoon. At least up here in Lorain.
So Figueroa is set to serve. Her team 5 points away from getting a 1-0 lead here. And played by the left side of the back row and sent into the net. And at that time, it is Tierra Gould who put it into the net. And Lorain has their biggest lead of game one at 21-7. Right side of the back row. They send it back over to the Titans. There's the set. And from the right side of the front row for Lorain, hitting that over and getting the point is Nylasia Phillips. And that'll make it 22-7. So the Titans just 3 points away, and they are on quite a run. That's an 8-0 run for Lorain. They went from up 14-7 to currently leading 22-7 in game one of this junior varsity volleyball match. Battle at the net. Won that time by Garfield Heights. Wallace, left side of the front row, sends it back to the Garfield Heights side. Gould sends it back to the Titans. That's Concepcion, left side of the front row. Wallace puts it into the net. Point to the Bulldogs, makes it 22-8, and that ends an 8-0 run for Lorain.
Yeah, that was a nice serving run there.
It sure was. Substitution for the Bulldogs. And they'll serve it. That's a good line drive serve that Concepcion can't come up with. And it makes it 22-9. But the Bulldogs have a long way to come back. Down by 13. Lorain just 3 points away from a 1-0 lead. You play the best of three. And there's a nice line drive serve that's deep, and Concepcion can't come up with it. So consecutive points for the Bulldogs have cut the lead to 22-10. You get a good look at the server for Garfield Heights. You can see the intensity on her face as she gets set to serve, down 22-10. Sophomores and juniors on this JV team for Garfield Heights. Middle of the front row and hitting it into the net is going to be Wallace, and now it's 22-11. Three consecutive points for the Garfield Heights, and that's the most points in a row they've scored in this game. And that time on the second hit, it's Phillips for Lorain, and they'll get the point. So Phillips ends that run, makes it 23-11, and now the Titans just 2 points away from taking a 1-0 lead.
All right, see if we could serve this out.
Coach Rodriguez with substitute for the Titans, and let's see on the rotation whose turn it is to serve. And going back to serve, it'll be Alana Coleman. Coleman to the middle of the back row. Set for Garfield Heights, hit from the middle of the front row, and that's going to be a spike from Tamara Jones. Tamara Jones gets it down, and it's a point for Garfield Heights. It's 23-12, so Titans will have to wait a little longer here to put them away in game one. Good job by the Bulldogs, Joe, not giving up when they were down 22-7.
Absolutely.
And that serve is shy of getting to the net, Jakira Ball, and that makes a game point for Lorain, up 24-12. Taking a break in between games, sir?
Absolutely. Yep. we'll get a chance to catch her.
Is this the Joe Bach retirement hour, or are we?
Jay Ferguson called it the victory tour, so we're going to go with that.
Well, that puts a lot of pressure on the girls. That serve is misplayed by Garfield Heights, and game 1 goes to Lorain as the Titans win it by a score of 25-12. We'll take a timeout. Game 2 is coming up. Junior varsity volleyball on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
Hey students, this is Cleveland Browns offensive lineman Wyatt Teller. September
take a peek
is
at your
Attendance
phone?
Awareness Month.
Thank
Did
you.
you know that missing school
Do you have any idea,
can
like,
significantly decrease your chances
which was
of graduating
JV or
high
which
school?
was?
Stay in the
It's all
game
right.
by showing up to school
I'll find
on
it.
time and ready to learn. The Browns
Thank
are
you,
always
sir.
behind you.
Every one of us starts out as a wide-eyed recruit, myself included. If I could go back, I'd tell that kid, get ready. You're going to serve alongside some amazing people. They're going to become like family to you.
Hi, Mike
Together,
Roblinsky. Nice to meet you.
You'll do things that will help change
Welcome
the
to
world.
welcome to TV
That'll
20.
change you. One day, you're going to
Just
look up
trying
and
to-
be a better you. And this nation will be better for it, too.
Yeah, I'm a
I'm
rotten
General
son
Dave
of
Goldfield.
a rotten
Come
son
join
of a
us.
pup.
Your nation is
But
waiting.
no, it's all good. God, none of these are.
Every year, the Salvation Army serves
even
nearly
have these.
30 million people in need. That's one person every second. So by the
Well,
time
I'm
you've
just saying these
finished
names aren't
watching
even
this,
on my JV. I can't
30
even
more
find these
lives
names.
will have been changed for good.
Well, I know that.
All
yes,
thanks to your donations.
Thank you.
Big day tomorrow. Yeah. Long day. Yeah, it will be. Long day.
It's not just the ships, the armor, or the aircraft. It's something more. It's the will to fight and determination to win, found inside each and every Marine that answers a nation's call. Battles won. We make Marines who overpower the desire to quit with the perseverance to prevail. Not for glory, but for honor. For a code that isn't written or spoken, but lived. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's the battle cry of our fighting spirit. Battles won. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
And game 2 underway as Garfield Heights will serve over to the Lorain Titans. Titans lead 1-0 as they won game 1, 25-12. Getting underway here in game 2. In this junior varsity match, Lorain takes a 1-0 lead. And Joe, Titans never trailed in game 1. They scored the first 3 points, went up 3-1. Garfield Heights with a point, then Lorain with another 3 in a row to go up 6-1. And really were never headed as they got out to the big lead and they win it 25-12. That's Janelle Sutton who set it there. She played well in game 1 for Garfield Heights. Points goes to Garfield, and they tie it at 1. That's the first time we've been tied here. So serving will be Jakira Ball. Ball with a line drive serve to the back row, played by Liz Alvarez. Left side of the front row, hitting it over for the Titans and getting the point is going to be Demaya Clayton. And Lorain takes a 2-1 lead. So Lorain had a couple of big runs in game 1. After they were up 8-5, they got a 4-0 run to go up 12-5. So took it from a 4-point lead to a 7-point lead. Garfield Heights would take a timeout. And then the big run was up 14-7, 8 in a row, got them to go up 22-7. And got a little pause in the action here, Joe. And while they do that, why don't we tell you about let's thank one of our sponsors. If you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, look no further than Joyce Buick GMC. They offer a diverse selection of Buick and GMC sedans, trucks, and SUVs that can fit any lifestyle or budget. Joyce Buick GMC and Northeast Ohio Buick GMC dealers, they are proud sponsors of your Lorain High School Titans.
Yeah, they've been a Titan sponsor for some time, and want to thank them again.
Titans serve it into the net. We're tied at 2. Alvarez from the back row will send it over left side of the front row. Concepcion right back to Alvarez. Titans play it. And from the right side of the front row, hitting it over is Carter. And Garfield Heights, the Bulldogs with a good play. This is probably the longest rally of the match. Titans hit it into the net. There's 2 young ladies, I think, kind of weren't sure which one was going to hit it. They both went after it. It was Clayton and Figueroa. And Garfield Heights, for the first time tonight, has a lead, albeit a 1-point one at 3-2 here in game 2. But got to start somewhere. Concepcion puts it into the net, and Garfield Heights takes a 4-2 lead. Well, Joe, we were hitting around a little bit at it earlier. I believe tonight is the last night you and I will work together. Would you say Jay Ferguson called this the victory tour?
Yes.
So hitting it off the ceiling and into the beams. Garfield Heights gives Lorain the point, and they now trail 4-3.
Yep, tomorrow my last official day here at Lorain City Schools, Lorain TV20.
So does that mean you'll be doing the Shaw-Lorain game tomorrow night?
I will.
Well, and that should be a good one for the Titans. The Cardinals of Shaw have struggled to this point, and now the Bulldogs put it over the net to take a 5-3 lead.
Lorain with a very successful campaign so far. They're 6-1, and they're 8 in their region, Division I, Region 1, and the top. Of course, you know the top 16 teams get a playoff appearance, and the top 8 get a home game. So we're hoping for a home game.
Gould serves it out of bounds. Point to Lorain, makes it 5-4 Garfield Heights. Lorain won game 1, 25-12. So, Joe, did you rethink your retirement after the 6-1 Titan football start?
No.
But that was a quick answer. Alvarez with a line drive serve. It's good, and Titans have tied it up at 5.
It's.
I'm teasing you.
Yeah. You kind of realize when it's your time to go, and and I turned 60, and actually, my last day's Friday.
Right.
And I'm 60, and then I retire, and then my birthday's Monday, so I retire while I'm 60.
Oh, so you're going to be 60. You're going to be Roger Maris, 61.
61. Yeah, yes. That's a good one. Yeah. I could use that for a year, can't I?
Yes, you can if you want to. So
it's been fun. It's been a great time, but you know what? At some point, nothing
lasts forever, Joe.
Yeah, right.
That I know.
I want to do some things while I still can,
and I'm not far behind you at 56, so yeah.
Wow, I wouldn't have put you over 45 there, Rob.
Gee, thanks. Thanks, Joe. So serving was. So I was trying to think of this today, and I was saying it on WEOL. We had a live broadcast this morning, and I jumped on for a couple minutes. I was telling them that you and I would be working together tonight for the final time. Alvarez hits it out of bounds, and Bruce Van Dyke and Craig on the morning show said, well, how long have you done it? And I'm like, man, that's a great question. I really don't remember. I don't remember, but I'd say we've probably been doing this together, maybe 20 years, maybe not quite 20 for me.
It'll be pretty close. Pretty close.
Left side of the front row. I don't know if you kept track of that kind of thing. And it's going to be, let's see.
You can probably go back on our YouTube channel and find out.
Lorain with the point ties it at 6.
And you know how it starts. It starts, I when I came on board in 2000, started covering a lot more sports.
Okay.
And then if you guys did a radio game, I'm like, hey, I'm going to tie into it.
But I don't think then I came to EOL in 97, but I don't think right away I was doing stuff for you, because I think for a couple years it was pretty much Tim all the time, and then you would bring me in a little bit. So you're probably right, probably about 20.
Yeah, pretty close, yeah.
Garfield Heights with Lorain with a 7-6 lead. Let me correct myself. Concepcion serves. Nice line drive serve, dug out by the Bulldogs, and it's sent over. Concepcion again from the back row. Set, and then the spike, and that is going to be good right on the line, and that was an excellent set.
Sure
from that set was from Carter, and it was Alana Coleman who put that away. Titans lead 8-6.
Yeah, perfect placement.
And perfect timing on that set, and then the spike. Concepcion to serve off the top of the net, and that point goes to Lorain. You know, Joe, back in the day, it was a violation to hit any part of the net. But now,
serve.
Yeah, but now she put it over the net, and that point goes to the Titans.
So those are some of the hardest ones, because when it hits the net, it'll change trajectory, speed, spin.
And from the middle of the front row, sending it over is Taraya Gold out of bounds, and we are tied at 8. Yeah, I think it's great the season the Titans are having. I'm talking about the varsity football team and the excitement that it is generating, and well-deserved for Coach Creel and those kids that have worked so hard and battled through a lot.
And the Lady Titans varsity volleyball's kind of gone under the radar. They're leading the Lake Erie League. Tell you a little bit about that here in a second.
Serving is Shemaya Thigpen, and Figueroa goes to run it down, but they can't get it over on the third hit, but great effort. And now Garfield Heights equals their biggest lead of the match at 2 points at 10-8.
So they have one league lost to Bedford at Bedford. Just the other night, they avenged that loss with a sweep of Bedford at home.
And that ace right on the line, and Garfield Heights now with their biggest lead at 11-8.
And then they followed that up with a big sweep of Maple Heights, which is they're probably the biggest rival, Lorain and Maple. It usually comes down to those two in the Lake Erie League. So they got a one-game lead right now.
Thigpen serving, dug out from the back row by Liz Alvarez. Left side of the front row, Penelope Wallace puts it into the net. And Garfield Heights now leads 12-8. That is 5 straight points for the Bulldogs. That's their longest run of the match. Junior varsity volleyball, game 2. Lorain up 1-0. Lorain trying to win it in 2. Garfield Heights trying to tie it. And the Bulldogs into the net. And that makes it 12-9.
Yeah, talking about our football, we have one loss, and that came with, I think it was 23 seconds left in the game. So, boy, we could be undefeated right now. But it's a stellar, spectacular season so far. 6-1. Homecoming this week against Shaw on Friday.
And Alvarez sends it left side. That's Wallace, but she's unable to play it over the net. And that makes it 13-9 Garfield Heights. Well, I know we're excited at WEOL because next Thursday night, October 12th, Lorain is at Bedford on a Thursday night, and we'll have that one exclusively on WEOL.
That's a huge game.
It is. That probably will be for the LEL championship.
Yeah.
Serve goes out of bounds, 13-10. Titans get the point, but they still trail by 3. And you're getting a look at Alana Coleman as she'll try to serve Lorain back into game 2. Down by 3. Little discussion at the scores table. That seems to be over, and Coleman is set to serve. Coleman, line drive serve, dug out from the back row by Thigpen, sent back over to the Titan side. There's this set for Garfield Heights, and they're going to get the point. I think they confused Lorain a little bit. Looked like a set, but they sent it over instead, and it's 14-10. Jakira Ball, a sophomore. She serves left-handed. Her team up by 4. She goes back to serve, and there's a good one. Dug out by Alvarez, hits it over the net, and the Bulldogs are right there to put it away. But they go into the net on that play, and that gives the Titans the point, 14-11. And Lorain pretty fortunate there, Joe, because that was an easy kill, and it would have been a 5-point lead.
Yeah. Boy, a different Garfield team here in the second set.
Agreed. So the Titans down 3 with an excellent line drive serve. They make it a 2-point game, as it's Penelope Wallace serving for the Titans. Wallace trying to get her team to be within a point, and there's a battle at the net, and right there for the Titans doing a good job was Talea Lusain, and it's 14-13. So Lusain with a good play at the net. Wallace trying to get this tied, sent over, and Concepcion gets it down, and we are tied at 14. So the Titans with 4 consecutive points have rallied back to cut a 14-10 deficit to a 14-14 tie. They also trailed by 4 at 12-8 and at 13-9. And Wallace hits it into the net. Garfield Heights gets the serve, and they lead 15-14. It'll be Tamara Jones serving. And that one goes out of bounds off Wallace, 16-14 Garfield Heights. Tamara Jones serving for the Bulldogs. That's going to be an ace on the line.
Wow.
Alvarez thought it was going to go out of bounds. It did not. Garfield Heights now 3 in a row, leads 17-14. Jones to serve, and that is out of bounds, as that was just a little long. Lorain did a good job of not playing it. They were right. It was long and out of bounds. 17-15 they trail. And serving will be Talea Lusain. Lusain, good line drive serve. Sent back. Wallace gets it over. Garfield Heights playing it from the back row with the set at the net is Gould, and that point will go to the Titans. They trail 17-16. Lusain to serve to try to tie it. Excellent line drive serve and ace, and we are tied at 17. So we've been tied, Joe, several times at 2, 5, 6, 8, 14, and 17. 6 ties so far in this close game, too. Lusain with another very good serve, but it's been dug out by the Bulldogs, and from the back row they send it over. Alvarez, here comes the set. Concepcion, left side of the front row, dug out by Jakira Ball. Right back to the Titans. Set, middle of the front row, and that one's going to be deep and out of bounds. That was hit by Clayton, out of bounds. Garfield Heights point, and they serve and lead 18-17. Lusain comes out. Coming in for her is Carter. And we have a whistle and a double hit, I believe.
12 was in the net.
12 was in the net. Thank you. 18-18. Alvarez, Liz Alvarez to serve for Lorain. Alvarez sends it deep, and that's inbounds, and that's an ace. Jakira Ball watched it land in play, So the Titans lead 19-18.
Is that their first lead, or did they have a lead earlier?
Oh, they led earlier. They led 2-1.
2-1.
1-0 and 2-1. And that one will. Now we're tied at 19. They also led 7-6 and 8-6, Joe.
Okay.
8-7 was the last lead for the Titans. Alvarez from the back row. Sent ahead. Concepcion on the third hit. Puts back to the Bulldog side. Played at the net. Concepcion wins that battle for now. Saving that was Penelope Wallace. Concepcion again puts it over. Garfield Heights plays it. That one might have been out of bounds. Good rally here, and on the third hit, putting it over for the Titans is Figueroa. And there's going to be a miss hit, and the point goes to Garfield Heights, and the Bulldogs lead 20-19.
What a rally there.
It was very well done.
Yeah.
Good play on by both teams in this LEL JV matchup. Sierra Clemens to serve, and she puts it into the net, and we are tied at 20. I'll tell you what, Joe, there's a little more pressure on the servers in close games late like this. I mean, it's one thing to serve if you're up or down by 5 or 10 points. It's another thing tied at 20. Third hit, putting it into the net are the Bulldogs, and the Titans lead 21-20. So Concepcion to serve, her team up by 1. Liera Concepcion. And it should be an ace right on the line, and the Titans lead 22-20. And we're going to get a timeout for the Bulldogs. So Garfield Heights with the timeout. That's their first of game 2. As they trail 22-20, you see Coach Rodriguez giving instructions to her team. And Joe, why don't we tell everybody about the drive to 10,000 followers?
All right, sounds good.
So drive to 10,000 followers. Follow and like TV20, Lorain Schools TV20. TV20 is home of the best high school sports coverage in Northeast Ohio. As you can see on the screen there on your monitor, the media of most school district events. Award-winning Titan views.
News.
Over 8,500 likes and over 9,500 followers, if I'm not mistaken.
We hit 96 this
9,600.
morning, so
okay, great.
Keep track on that. So we gained like 200 and something in less than 2 weeks. So way to go, everybody, and follow and like us on Facebook, and definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel.
22-20, Lorain up by 2. Concepcion 3 serves away from the match. Following the Garfield Heights timeout, Concepcion, and from the back row, unable to play that ahead was Clemens, 23-20 Lorain. Concepcion, line drive serve, Clemens again out of bounds, 24-20, and we're at match point. So the Titans have battled all the way back, and they are on a 5-0 run after they were down 20-19. Concepcion for game 2 and the match. Sends it over. Clemens puts it ahead, and that is going to be out of bounds, and Lorain wins 25-20. So your Lorain Titans win the JV contest tonight in 2. As they win game 1, 25-12. And, Joe, the second game, much, much more competitive as the two teams.
That could have went to either team here. Garfield, give them some credit there. They didn't quit. And, boy, nice showing in set 2.
Yes.
But it's a Titans victory here tonight.
Exactly. We were tied at 2, 5, 6, 8, 14, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And the Titans were down 20-19, a 6-0 run to win it 25-20. Well, Joe, you mentioned it. It's the Joe Bach victory lap. There was no doubt the Titans were going to win tonight.
Yeah, they've been on a streak.
Yeah,
thanks, Rob.
Yeah, no problem. So that's going to do it for our junior varsity coverage. I know you always have a way of signing this off, Joe.
Oh, so we have the varsity coming up
in
20 minutes. You'll see the countdown clock in the corner. And it's on the stream, so you just come right back here or stay with us, and we'll have the varsity match. possibly another step closer for the Lady Titans for a LEL Conference Championship.
And again, in the JV match, Lorain wins in 2, 25-12, 25-20 for Joe Bach. This is Ron Polinsky. You've been watching Junior Varsity Girls Volleyball on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a great country with freedoms like no other. To honor America in respect for all those who have served this great country to defend these freedoms, you are invited to stand for the playing of the national anthem. The Superintendent, Board of Education, Principal, and Booster Club extend to each and every one of you a cordial welcome. We are pleased that you are here tonight. The officials assigned to this game have met all requirements set forth by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and have been selected for their important role in this contest. The officials tonight are Mr. Todd Miller, Mr. Adam Banbury. The students, athletes, coaches, and officials are guests of the Ohio High School Athletic Association, and you are requested to treat them with respect in keeping with the ideals of good sportsmanship. Now let's meet the teams. We'll start with the Garfield Heights.
Bulldogs.
For your non-starters, we have number 2, Elise Rodriguez. Number 4, Jada Alley. Number 11, Tashara Holland. Number 13, Miranda Anderson. Number 9, Janelle Sultan. And number 14, Tamara Jones. Now for your starters, we have number 1, Nayla Thornton. Three, Melina Pickett. 5, Maria Scurry. Sadler. Number 6, Anaya Sadler. Number 7, Katira Smith. Number 12, Amaya Patterson. And number 15, Brandy Taylor. Head coach Antoine Gates. And that's it. Assisted by Goldie Taylor. She's not here. How about them? What about them? Should I just? Okay. TJ Madden. Assisted by TJ Madden. Okay. And now for your Lady Titans. For your non-starters, we have number 2, Elissa Myrick. Number 3, Lieja Castro. Number 8, Kenya Simpson. Number 7, Alana Phillips. Number 11, Nevi Edwards. Number 15, Jahaida Figueroa. Number 14, Leida Concepcion. And now for your starters, we have number 1, Kristen Castro. Number 4, Marlenis Nieves. Number 6, Ava Miller. Number 9, Jalea Wright. Number 12, Cheyenne Brown. Number 13, Penelope Wallace. And number 5, Araya Bivens, your libero. Coached by Caprice Irby and Troy Howell, assisted by Troy Howell. And Serena Rodriguez and Devin Bray. Okay. But before the game starts, your Lady Titans would like to ask all of you to join in on a moment of silence in honor of Parrish Glover, a former Titan and loved one to many. A young life taken unexpectedly last night. He was a student that once filled these same halls with Titan pride and was one of our own. We gather here tonight reminded of how important it is to keep our community together. We ask that you please bow your heads and stand with us as we pay our respects to Parrish and his family at this time. Thank you. All right, you guys may shake hands for good luck.
And welcome to Varsity Volleyball on WLCS TV 20 alongside Joe Bach. I'm Rob Polinsky. Lake Erie League matchup between the Garfield Heights and Lady Bulldogs and your Lorain Lady Titans. Lady Titans coming in at 11-8 overall, 7-1 in the LEL, and they are atop the LEL. Garfield Heights at 11-7 overall. These two teams met in Garfield Heights earlier this year, and Joe, good hard-fought match in which Lorain won in 5 games. Caprice Irby, head coach of Lorain, and Antoine Gates in his 17th year as head coach of the Garfield Heights Bulldogs.
Yeah, volleyball play much improved in the LEL this year, and yeah, this is a good Garfield team. So it's not going to be a cakewalk here tonight, definitely. Like you said, the first matchup went to 5 sets. So, but a win here tonight by the Lady Titans could go a long way in help securing a LEL championship.
The Lorain Titans in their blue jerseys with the blue shorts, and they have the right shoulder in pink. And for Garfield Heights, they've got the gold jerseys and blue shorts. Officials looking things over and making sure that the correct young ladies are out there. Todd Miller, one of the officials, the down official, is right now checking out both teams. And Kristen Castro, Marnie Aves, Araya Bivens, Ava Miller, Jalea Wright, Cheyenne Brown, Penelope Wallace are the starters for the Titans. And for Garfield Heights, it'll be Nayla Thornton, Melina Pickett, Maria Scurry, Anaya Sadler, Katira Smith, Amaya Patterson, and Brandy Taylor. So if this is anything like the first matchup over at Garfield Heights, we're in store for an excellent match here tonight. Again, in the girls varsity volleyball, you play 3 games or 3 sets out of 5. You must win by 2. Games go to 25. Should there be a 5th and deciding game, that would go to 15. And we are just underway, and Garfield Heights will get the opening point as Castro wasn't able to set that. And the Bulldogs lead 1-0 here in game 1. Just underway from Lorain High School. Serving will be Amaya Patterson. She's a junior. Patterson, line drive serve off the top of the net, and that turns into an ace. Game of inches and a little bit of lady luck there with the Bulldogs. They lead 2-0. The good deep serve. And the set from Castro, sent over by Jalea Wright. And now the set for Patterson for Garfield Heights. They put it into the net. First point for Lorain. They trail 2-1 here early on in game 1. Substitution for the Titans. Nevi Edwards, senior, comes in to serve. Nevy with a good line drive, deep serve that's sent out of play, and it's 2-2. Lorain with, the record overall 11-8, but what's really impressive is in the LEL they just have one loss. Deep serve by Nevy Edwards, out of bounds. Garfield Heights leads 3-2.
Yeah, and that was Bedford earlier in the year, and like I mentioned in the JV contest, they avenged that loss at home against Bedford.
Thornton serves for Garfield Heights. Castro will send it over to the Garfield Heights side. And it's sent back over by Pickett. Titans have it. Castro, left-handed shot over the net. Dug out in the back row by Bivens. And the spike attempt and the point will go to Garfield Heights, as being blocked at the net was Ava Miller. 4-2 Bulldogs. Ayla Thornton. Castro digs it out. Set and unable to get it over on the third hit. And a little miscommunication on that set from Nevy Edwards. 5-2 Garfield Heights. Got to be able to set to get in your offense. Bivens slides and puts that over. Nicely done by Bivens, the libero for Lorain. And for Garfield Heights, they went into the net, or actually, I think they're saying an illegal hit.
A carry. You carried it over.
Yeah. Coach Gates getting an explanation. So that call went against Brandy Taylor, and the Lorain Titans get a point, and they trail 5-3. Serving is Ava Miller. Miller just a freshman, and that point goes to the Titans. They trail 5-4.
Yeah, she's going to be some player this year, or in years to come. Starting varsity as a freshman, and she's a really good player. I remember her in middle school.
Ava Miller, as one of the Garfield Heights players, is talking things over with our official. And she'll send it deep, and there's an ace, 5-5. Second tie of the match here early on. We were tied at 2, and now again at 5. Lorain has not led yet today in this first game. Miller sends it out of bounds. They still haven't led. They trail 6-5. Substitution for Lorain coming in is Leasia Castro. Back row. Castro sends it over the net, and that will be a point for Lorain. Kristen Castro from the right side puts that over, and we're tied at 6. And serving will be Araya Bivens. Bivens to the back row. And at the net, that goes to Lorain. They lead 7-6. Titans get their first lead of the match. Substitution for Garfield Heights as they're coming in will be Miranda Anderson. And putting it into the net is Scurry, and then that third hit goes over. Titans put it away. Nobody was home in the back row for Garfield Heights, and they lead 8-6.
Almost a premature celebration there, but Lady Titans were able to finish it off.
Joe, early on, I think you can feel a little more intensity from the teams, the players, the crowd a little bit. They know how close this first match was, how competitive it was. Bivens' ace attempt goes just long, and it's 8-7. Lorain leads by 1. Garfield Heights will serve, and it's Miranda Anderson. Anderson sends it back to Bivens from the back row. Passed ahead to Castro from the front row. Blocked at the net by Garfield Heights. And on the third hit, putting it over, is Scurry. Castro, right side, had it sent right back at her. Anderson will send it to the deep corner. Bivens dives for it, but unable to pass it ahead. We're tied at 8. But that was well placed by the Bulldogs. They saw the hole in the defense, and they went there. Anderson, Bivens hits it too far. Nevi Edwards couldn't come up with it. It's 9-8. Garfield Heights leads. So serving again, Miranda Anderson. Came off the bench a little earlier. Back row, Castro. Edwards with the set. Castro will send it over. Anderson for Garfield Heights. Sent back over, but wide and out of bounds. That was Melina Pickett, the libero for Garfield Heights, putting it out of bounds. We're tied at 9. Already the 5th tie of game 1, and we're only at 9. That's how even it's been. 10-9 on the miss hit. Garfield Heights leads. Going back to serve, senior Maria Scurry. From the back row, it's dug out nicely by Liasia Castro. Sent back over, Anderson to Bivens. Bivens, and sending it over for the Titans is Cheyenne Brown. And we have a whistle, and one of the Titans was into the net. It is Brown. And it's 11-9 Garfield Heights. Bivens from the back row will send it over. Dug out nicely by Pickett for Garfield Heights. Right side of the front row, sending it over is Amaya Patterson. Point for the Bulldogs. Their biggest lead of game 1 is now 3 at 12-9. That serve is wide and out of bounds, and it's 12-10. Serving for the Titans, Kenya Simpson. Kenya, a senior, into the net, 13-10 Garfield Heights.
You gotta hate those unforced errors, especially in a close match.
Especially on the Joe Baca victory tour. What did Jay call this?
Yeah, something like that.
I gotta write this down. Help me on.
No.
Well, don't make me say it. I'll say it wrong. So that serve out of bounds. Lorain cuts it to 13-11 as both teams miss serve. And then I'm going to call it what I want to call it if you're not going to help me. Shania Brown, a junior, into the net. 14-11 Garfield Heights. 3 consecutive missed serves by the two teams.
Yeah.
Coming in for Garfield Heights, Brandy Taylor, a senior. And Taylor, that is Patterson serving. Left side of the front row, sending it over is Julia Wright. There's a set by Patterson, and the Garfield Heights puts it over, but Castro to the back row, played by the Bulldogs. Left side of the front row, Naya Thornton, and she had it blocked right back at her. Point to the Titans, they cut it to 14-12.
Yeah, some very entertaining volleyball.
Yeah, it has been. I agree, and very evenly matched. And Nevi Edwards comes back in, the senior setter, to serve. There's a set from the middle of the front row. Katira Smith put it over for Garfield Heights. Played right back at him. And right side of the front row on the third hit, Nayla Thornton for Garfield Heights. Bivens, good shot, and that's going to be dug out by the Titans. It probably would have went out of bounds.
Yeah.
But diving for it was Mar Nieves, and Mar couldn't play it ahead. So 15-12 Garfield Heights leads. About halfway through game number 1. You play 3 sets out of 5. You go to 25, you must win by 2. Serve into the net, point for Lorain. They trail 15-13. Lorain won earlier this year at Garfield Heights. That went to maximum 5 games. Kenya Simpson set to come in for Lorain. Left side of the front row. Titans serve it long and out of bounds.
Well, that's got to be, I think that's like their 4th service error.
Had quite a few, there's no doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, the tight match, those are, tough points to give up.
Can't give yourself a chance to get the point if you can't serve it in play. Bivens from the back row. There's a set, and Castro cranks it up and is dug out nicely by Pickett. Sent back over, but out of bounds. And Kristen Castro with the kill. Lorain cuts it to 2 at 16-14. Battle at the net this time goes to Garfield Heights. That was nicely done as Amaya Patterson, a junior, gets the point for her team. They lead 17-14. Crowd's into it tonight, Joe.
Yeah, they are. We got a nice student section to our left here. You can hear them chanting, and they've been to the last couple games. It's a close game, really makes a difference.
Miranda Anderson serving for Garfield Heights. On the 3rd hit, Leasia Castro sends it back to the Bulldogs side, and you're going to get a point here.
Double hit.
A double hit on the Bulldogs, and I believe that was on Anderson. 17-15, they're within 2. So very close here in game 1. And Titans trying to get a little bit closer with Kristen Castro serving. Left-handed serve into the net. 18-15 Garfield Heights. Castro, instead of sending it, she sends it over to the Bulldogs. Miranda Anderson passes it ahead. Thornton, middle of the front row, and there's going to be a kill for the Titans. It's Shania Brown. So Cheyenne Brown with the point makes it 18-16. Garfield Heights lead is 2. And serving will be Kenya Simpson. Simpson, well done. Dug out nicely by the Bulldogs, though, and I think we're going to get a missed hit by, a double hit. And Coach Gates now is going to call a timeout.
Yeah, you could almost hear that one from up here, Rob. At least I could in the camera bay.
So a timeout for Garfield Heights, their first. You get 2 per game, and that gives us a little time. As you see Coach Irby and Coach Howell talking it over with the Lady Titans, their team down 1. And let's tell you about this Jim Popio fundraiser. It's an annual fundraiser. It's Sunday, October 29th of this year, and it's going to be during the Browns-Seattle game. See it there on your monitor. Doors are going to open at 2:30. Lunch is 3 to 4. Kickoff at 4:05. Food, raffles, and soda. There's a cash bar. $25 a person. It's sponsored by the Lorain High School Sports Booster Club. Tickets for the event are on sale now at the Lorain High Athletic Department, and the foundation has awarded $9,000 in scholarships to Lorain High student athletes this past year. So come on out at the end of the month and support that fundraiser if you would. Back to the action. Titans looking to tie this in game 1. Castro sends it over to Brown. Now it's played by the Bulldogs. Castro to the back row. Thornton right back to Castro. Brown sets it, and from the right side of the front row hitting it over was Penelope Wallace. Wallace up from the JVs. Good long rally here, probably the longest of the match here. And from the left side of the front row, Amaya Patterson is going to get Garfield Heights the point, and they lead 19-17.
That's a big point.
Yep.
Could have tied up the match, but Lorain will try to break the serve down by 2.
And miss hit on the return by Ava Miller, 20-17 Garfield Heights. timeout on the floor. Joe, I missed that, so I'm assuming that was a timeout for Lorain.
Yes, timeout for Lorain. You are correct.
All right, and while they do that, why don't we tell you about Lorain Schools TV 20 and the good news about our students. Like, follow, and subscribe. Updates, pictures, video, and more. All over social media. On Facebook, it's Lorain Schools TV 20. On X, or what formerly used to be called Twitter, at LCS_TV 20. And search Lorain TV 20 on YouTube. And if you live in Lorain and you subscribe to Spectrum Cable, you can watch on channel 1025. That's 1025. Titans coming back out, down 20-17 here late in game one. You see the information I just told you about right there on your screen. See, you've updated that, Joe, to get the little Twitter bird off of there and put X on there, and you didn't update that on my live read, so I did that on my own. How about that?
Yeah, pretty good there, Rob.
Boy, what an improv I am. Brown puts it over in the point, and Lorain cuts the lead to 2 at 20-18. I know, I just never cease to amaze you, do I?
Yeah, boy, you're a social media superstar there, Rob.
Ha. Brown to serve. Brown into the net, and Garfield Heights on what has to be maybe the 6th missed serve or so.
Count 6.
Yeah, 21-18. Boy, and that is so big in a close match. Joe, even let's say half of those go over and you get the point, now instead of down 3, you're up 3.
Yeah.
21-18, Bulldogs serving. They put it into the net as just off the top of the net is Amaya Patterson. Titans within 2, 21-19, and they need to get it going right here.
They do.
And coming in to serve is going to be Nevi Edwards, the senior. Edwards, late stages game 1. Her team down 2. Let's see if Nevi can get him back into it. Dug out from the back row. Sent over the battle at the net, and Garfield Heights will put it out of bounds. Nayla Thornton had a chance, but Thornton hit it out of bounds. 21-20, Titans within 1. So Edwards to try to tie game 1 here. And it's wide out of bounds right in front of Coach Gates. And Garfield Heights is within 3 points of winning game 1. Up 22-20. Nayla Thornton to serve for the Bulldogs. She is a senior. Thornton with a high, deep serve. Played ahead. Set left side of the front row. Castro with a left-handed kill. And the Titans are within 1.
Hopefully that brings some momentum to the Lady Titans here.
Kristen Castro wound up, cranked it, and put that one. Now, what a big-time kill that was. Now, Ava Miller, the freshman. Her team down 1. Miller, an ace, and we're tied at 22. Two Bulldogs looked at each other. Neither one played it.
And nobody was calling anything either.
Coach Gates in his 17th year giving instructions to his team. Miller again. Played in the back row that time by Pickett. Third hit is going to be put right back. And the double block at the net was Simpson and Wright. And they were working that time on Katira Smith. Timeout for Garfield Heights as they trail 23-22.
Wow, a couple big points there.
Yes, there was. And the Titans have 1 timeout remaining. As you see on your television monitor, Garfield Heights is now out of timeouts as the teams get instructions. Let's tell you about Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine. As you see there, all the teams that Cleveland Clinic helps support. And
oh, that's just the sum of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, were you hurt during a big game or have a joint, bone, or muscle injury? Don't wait for treatment. Go to a Cleveland Clinic Ortho Express Care where orthopedic specialists can see you without an appointment. For more information, visit clevelandclinic.org/orthoexpress, clevelandclinic.org/orthoexpress. Thanks to them for supporting Titan Athletics. Up by 2 following the timeout. On the third hit, they're going to send it back over to the Titans. Bivens from the back row. Set. Then the spike attempt by Simpson. Dug out by the Bulldogs. Left side of the front row sending that over is Scurry, the senior, and the Bulldogs get the point. Oh, they were into the net. Into the net. And that's going to give the point to Lorain. as it was Brandy Taylor who was in the net. Now we're at game point, 24-22 Lorain, instead of being tied at 23. And Ava Miller serving for game one. Miller sends it over, dug out by Scurry. Now the set for Scurry. Scurry puts it into the net, and the Lorain Titans come from behind and win a thriller, 25-22.
Rob, I think we're having a repeat of the match they had at Garfield.
It was exciting, that's for sure, no doubt about it, in game one. That goes to the Lorain Titans as they win it, 25-22. The Titans were down 21-19 and went on a 6-1 run to end the match, and they were down 22-20, and they scored the final 5 points of game one to win it, 25-22. We'll take a timeout. Game two is coming up next. Your game one winner, Lorain, 25-22. You're watching Girls Varsity Volleyball on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
What do you wish for? A nice life? Nice things? Or do you wish for something more? A sense of purpose? Do you wish to discover a cure? To write code that cracks an unsolvable question? To further our exploration into space? Or to invent something that changes everything right here on Earth? Well, if that's your wish, make yourself ready. Because when you look back, you'll see that you didn't just make wishes, you realized them.
And we're getting set for
Hey,
game
students,
two
this is
of our
Cleveland
varsity
Browns offensive line.
volleyball match between two LEL schools, the Garfield Heights Bulldogs and your Lorain Titans. Alongside Joe Bach, I'm Rob Polinsky. The Lorain Titans will serve to begin game two, and they have the blue uniforms on. Blue jerseys, blue shorts, and the pink stripe of the right shoulder. Garfield Heights, gold jerseys, blue shorts, and Lorain takes a 1-0 lead here in game two. Lorain won game one, 25-22. After trailing 25-20, they scored the last 5 points. Nevi Edwards serving. Edwards gets Lorain a 2-0 lead.
And Rob, we won that game despite 7 service errors. So if we could clean up some of those service errors.
Yes, going forward, that would certainly help the
Wouldn't be
cause.
that precarious as far as it went right down to the wire here.
Right. And from the right side of the front row, I think was it tip? No, it's the Titans get it, as it was out of bounds by Thornton, 3-0 Lorain. Titans off to a better start. They trailed at the beginning of the last game. And up 3-0. They battle at the net. Castro sent it right back over to the Bulldog side, dug out by Brandy Taylor. And from the left side, Ava Miller, the freshman, sends it back over to Taylor for Garfield Heights. Middle of the front row, and that's going to be an illegal hit. I believe it gets called for carrying the volleyball there. 4-0.
But as they hit your hand in immediate release, you can't kind of hold on to it.
4-0 Titans. Set, and from the left side of the front row, sending it over is Katira Smith. She gets the point. Garfield Heights on the board. They trail 4-1. Lorain up 1 game to none, 25-22, and up early on in this one 4-1, although we are very early in game 2. First match, I should say, between these two schools at Garfield Heights earlier this fall. Went to Lorain, but it was in 5 games. From the middle of the front row, sending that spike over is Jalea Wright, and the point to Lorain. They lead 5-1. Coach Irby applauding her team. Serving will be Ava Miller. Miller's serve, set, and from the right side of the front row, Nayla Thornton. Left side of the front row for Lorain, cranking it up was Kenya Simpson.
What a dig.
But somehow it was dug out by the Bulldogs. The battle at the net, and the Bulldogs keep it in play. What a rally this has been. Bivens from the back row for Lorain. The set by Edwards. Castro cranks it up and gets the kill. 6-1 Lorain. Well, that was well done by both sides.
Oh, that was the rally of the night.
It was.
Wow.
Very well played by both schools. Miller, backside of the front row, in the corner. Now Pickett, the libero for Garfield Heights, sends it ahead. Point for Lorain. They lead 7-1. Yeah, it's 7-1, but it hasn't been an easy 7-1. You know, the points have really been battled for, Joe, and each team has had a chance to win a lot of these points, but I think you made the point. You said if they just serve it better, they're going to give themselves a way better chance, albeit it's but the Titans have served much better here. And that time, Titans into the net, and it's going to be 7-2. Garfield Heights gets the point, and the serve coming in for the Titans will be Leasia Castro. She played in the first game. Garfield Heights serving down 5, and that one well out of bounds. 8-2 Lorain. And serving will be Araya Bivens, the senior libero for Lorain. Bivens sends it right on the line. That's an ace. They let it go. Garfield Heights thought it was going to go out of bounds. It did not. 9-2 Lorain.
Serving much better here in set 2.
Yes. Joe, why didn't you tell them to do that in the first game?
All right. Yeah, my bad.
It's all right. They didn't need you. They still won it. Just made it harder on themselves. Nice play at the net by Amaya Patterson. Gets the point for Garfield Heights. They serve, but they trail 9-3. And serving is Melina Pickett, the junior. Good deep serve, dug out by Bivens for Lorain. Sent ahead to Brown and sent back over to the Garfield Heights side. And on the third hit, Brandy Taylor gets the point for Garfield Heights. Back-to-back points for the Bulldogs. They trail 9-4. Bivens from the back row. Played ahead by Leasia Castro. Set. And that time getting the kill is going to be Anaya Sadler, a senior. 9-5. 3 straight points for the Bulldogs. Right side of the front row, Castro. And we're going to get a miss hit by Garfield Heights. 10-5. Titans have doubled them up. Sub.
Rob serving on both sides, much improved over the first set.
And coming back in is Penelope Wallace. Jump serve for the Titans. Line drive by Castro. Well done. But the Bulldogs on the third hit. Hitting it over is Nayla Thornton. And Bulldogs are going to get that point as that set was too far into the net. There was nothing that Kenya Simpson could do. And it's 10-6. Third hit, Titans sent it over, Kenya Simpson. Played in the back row by the Bulldogs, and putting it into the net is the libero, Melina Pickett. 11-6 Titans. Simpson, line drive, well done. Left side of the front row, blocked at the net, point for the Titans. Good block there as Brown and Wallace went up. 12-6 Titans. Timeout, Garfield Heights. So Garfield Heights takes their first timeout of the second game as Coach Antoine Gates, you see him there with the book in his hand. And his team down 12-6. He's in his 17th year as head volleyball coach at Garfield Heights. That's a lot of service to Garfield Heights. It's pretty impressive. So congratulations to Coach Gates and his career at Garfield Heights. We would like to thank the Northeast Ohio Buick GMC dealers and Joyce Buick GMC for supporting our school this year. Whether you're looking for a new GMC truck or a used Buick SUV, drop in at Joyce Buick GMC. Check out their inventory for a wide range of new and pre-owned vehicles. Go Titans. Thank you to Joyce Buick GMC.
Been a big sponsor of Lorain High Titans for a while. Well, thank you again.
Kenya Simpson serving. Simpson, line drive. Trying to get there was Patterson. They can't get it on the third hit. 13-6 Titans.
To the timeout. Didn't affect the server there.
And again, serving will be Kenya Simpson. She's a senior. Simpson serves it off the back of the head of Penelope Wallace.
Whoops.
Penelope kind of looks back and says, "What was that?" 13-7. Set by Castro. And Kenya Simpson hits it well out of bounds. 13-8, Garfield Heights within 5. Maria Scurry serving. The deep back corner. Titans play it ahead, but that was passed too far, and putting that down and getting the point was Anaya Sadler. 13-9, 3 straight points for Garfield Heights. And sending it over is Kristen Castro. Kristen, a senior. Again, this time Castro with a set, and Penelope Wallace puts it into the net. 13-10 as the Garfield Heights Bulldogs clawing their way back into this with 4 consecutive points. They trail here in game 2, 1-0 as Garfield Heights trying to come back and tie this at a game apiece. Because if you go down 2-0 on the road, they have to try to come back and win 3 in a row. That's a tall order. You can win this second game and even at 1 game apiece, then the third game is critically important. But the Titans end the run there with a point, and they lead 14-10.
Yeah, that was a big point to end that mini run by Garfield.
4-0 on that mini run, as Joe just told you. And Cheyenne Brown, the junior, to serve for the Titans. And Brown puts it into the net. They were doing a better job serving earlier.
They were.
And as this game has gone on, the serving has gone down for the Titans. They now lead 14-11. But I can see why these two teams played the 5 games over at Garfield Heights, Joe. This has been entertaining. Sadler for Garfield Heights, Castro, and sending it over is Ava Miller. There's a set for Garfield Heights by Miranda Anderson. And the Titans battle at the net, and they're going to get the point. Titans up 15-11.
Yeah, sometimes just a little finesse in the right spot will do it.
Serving will be Nevi Edwards. And the point will go to Nevi Edwards and Lorain. They lead 16-11. Edwards line drive serve, and it's played off the Garfield Heights player, and it went off the back wall. 17-11 Titans as they're starting to slowly pull away here in game 2, Joe. In substitution, Brandy Taylor back in for Garfield Heights. Nevi Edwards into the net. 18-11 Titans.
That's their biggest lead of this game.
It is. Now it equals it. They led 9-2.
9-2, okay.
So 18-11 Titans, and Nevi Edwards, the senior setter. Good line drive serve that Brandy Taylor sends, and it goes the third hit into the net by Pickett. 19-11. Now that is the biggest lead of game 2 for Lorain.
Yeah, 6 points from a set 2 win.
And a commanding 2-0 lead, and the serve that time is a little long on the ace attempt. 19-12. Amaya Patterson serving for Garfield Heights. Left side of the front row, Castro gets the kill. 20-12 Titans. (21-12). Ava Miller with a good serve. Titans 4 points away from a commanding 2-0 lead. Garfield Heights has 1 timeout left. They took one trailing 12-6. Middle of the front row. Sending it over was Patterson for Garfield Heights. They set up Brandy Taylor, puts it into the net. Lorain leads 22-12. 10-point lead, 3 points away from game 2. Set, and on the third hit, putting it over is Thornton. And Titans put it over on the third hit by Jalea Wright. Dug out. And Castro to the back corner. Dug out there by Patterson for Garfield Heights. Thornton sends it over. Set, and getting the point for the Titans. Ava Miller put it right where the defense wasn't. 23-12 Titans. And Garfield Heights takes their second time out here, Joe.
Well, a little bit late, I think.
All right. Let's see. Let's tell you about the Jim Popeil Foundation. The Jim Popeil Foundation provides access to quality education and learning opportunities for Lorain student athletes. The foundation awarded $9,000 in scholarships in 2023. Sponsorship levels, $50. You're a Titan, you get 2 tickets. $100, you get 4 tickets. $500, up to 8 tickets. $1,000, a Hall of Fame, 10 tickets. And $2,500, a Legend, a dozen tickets. You can go to the fundraiser there, the Browns and the Seahawks. It's at the Shipyard, Sunday, October 29th.
Yeah, it's a fun time. It really is.
Doors open at 2:30, kickoff at 4:05. Food and refreshments available. Beers included, but there's a cash bar for other alcohol. And you can see the names and numbers and emails to call there at the bottom of your screen.
You can always call the athletic department here at Lorain High School as well.
That is October 29th, the Jim Popeil Foundation. That'll be at the Shipyards. They put it into the net, and we are at game point in game 2 here, 24-12. What a run by the Titans.
Yeah.
This was, they were up 13-10, and since then they've outscored them 11-2. Game point, set, and hitting it, puck right back the net. Great job by Kenya Simpson. Lorain wins game 2, 25-12.
I tell you, Lady Titans getting better every game here.
So the Titans go on a 6-0 run. They went on a 5-0 run to come from behind to win game 1. They go on a 6-0 run to close out game 2 at 25-12. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, game 3. Can the Titans get the sweep, or will Garfield Heights extend it? We'll find out after this timeout. Your first 2 games, Lorain wins 25-22 and 25-12. We're back after this. You're watching Girls Varsity Volleyball on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
Hey students, this is Cleveland Browns offensive lineman Wyatt Teller. September is Attendance Awareness Month. Did you know that missing school can significantly decrease your chances of graduating high school? Stay in the game by showing up to school on time and ready to learn. The Browns are always behind you.
Every one of us starts out as a wide-eyed recruit, myself included. If I could go back, I'd tell that kid, get ready. You're gonna serve alongside some amazing people. They're gonna become like family to you. And together, you'll see them do things that'll help change the world, that'll change you. One day, you're gonna look up and be a better you. And this nation will be better for it too. I'm General Dave Goldfein. Come join us. Your nation is waiting.
Every year, the Salvation Army serves nearly 30 million people in need. That's 1 person every second. So by the time you've finished watching this, 30 more lives will have been changed for good. All thanks to your donations.
Thank you.
It's not just the ships, the armor, or the aircraft. It's something more. It's the will to fight and determination to win, found inside each and every Marine that answers a nation's call. battles won.
And welcome back as we get set for Game 3. And Joe Bach, I learned during the break there that Troy Howell, who was an assistant coach with the Lorain Titans, and I talked to him before the match to get some information on the Titans, his brother and our friend Terry Howell, who is watching on YouTube tonight, and he said he's got us dialed in on YouTube.
Oh, that's awesome.
Terry used to work with us at WEOL, and he's a Lorain native and graduate of Southview High School. I know you know Terry, and Terry's dialed in on YouTube tonight.
Hey, be sure to subscribe to us on our YouTube channel and give them the whole spiel on Facebook. Like us and follow us. But yeah, thanks for tuning in and giving us letting us know. We'll give you a shout out.
And serving to start Game 3 is Amaya Patterson, as her team down 2-0, but they get off to the good start with point 3 here, point 1 of Game 3. And Garfield Heights leads 1-0. So the Titans, who are looking to stay atop the LEL with just 1 loss on the year, trying to get the season sweep of Garfield Heights. And with the spike, that's Penelope Wallace, and we're tied at 1. Wallace, we saw her in the JV match. And going back to serve is Nevi Edwards. Edwards sends it. And from the middle of the front row, putting it over on the third hit is Patterson for Garfield Heights. Titans now on the offense. They set it up. Sent back over. Castro with the set. From the middle of the front row with the kill, and it's good by Julia Wright. Lorain leads 2-1, their first lead of the third game. Titans there on serving. They have the blue jerseys, blue shorts, and the pink red shoulder. For Garfield Heights, they've got the gold uniforms, the gold jerseys, and the blue shorts. Serve goes into the net, and we're tied at 2. On the Joe Bach victory lap, as Joe officially retiring from WLCS TV 20 tomorrow. But tonight's my last chance to take a couple shots at the boss. Nayla Thornton serves it out of bounds. Lorain leads 3-2, but in all seriousness, Joe, not sure how quickly this third game will go, and just want to give you my thanks. We had a lot of fun over the years, and always enjoyed it, always appreciated that you let me be part of it, and had a heck of a lot of fun. And, I think as I was thinking about this today a little bit, I hope that the kids got a kick out of it. I'm sure they did, getting to see themselves, on TV and the job that you guys do. And I always had fun with it because, I think you guys, especially with you, Joe, you did it for the right reasons. Not everybody does that. Served by Ava Miller. Bivens digs it out. Set by Nevi Edwards, and Castro will send it back over to the Bulldogs. And we're going to have the Bulldogs with a violation there. 5-2 Titans.
Well, thanks, Rob.
You're welcome.
And I got to say, it's been pretty awesome for TV 20 to have your expertise along a school channel. I mean, our whole crew, and you're tops. I mean, and you're not afraid to call anything. You've done wrestling for me. You've done baseball, softball, I believe, football. Yeah.
Soccer was a bit of a stretch, but
but you did.
I just reminded myself this: when in doubt, say kick. kick. 6-2, but no, it's been fun, and again, the Titans have it here. We'll get to that in a minute. But sending it over is Julia Wright, dug out. And there's a set, and right again from the middle of the front row, dug out nicely by the Bulldogs. Boy, I thought that was going to be a point, and on the third hit, sending it over was Layla Tapp, who's into the match for the first time. And at the net, we're going to have Wright gets the point, and it's 7-2. Oh. But what I enjoy, Joe, is, at WEOL, I don't get to do the amount of sports that you are able to do here. Like, I don't get to do wrestling and volleyball and soccer. So, that was fun for me to be able to do that, because in the past, I think I've told you, I used to get to do volleyball, and I really enjoy it, especially when it's well played. It's very difficult to do. Now on TV, I don't think you need to say as much, not as hard as it is on the radio, but I just enjoy the sport. I enjoy being around it. So, you provided that opportunity, because I don't have that with my full-time job. So I just got a kick out of doing it because I got to see volleyball. And the other sports, like we talked about.
Yeah.
And that ace, Liège Castro, the junior, tried to dig it out. Wasn't able to do so. 7-4 Lorain.
I was never afraid to put you in a position, a new sport. Yeah, I'll try that. What the heck? You've done really good with wrestling, too, through the years. And, it's been great having you, Mr. Swiss
We've
Knight.
definitely enjoyed it. Left side of the front row with the kill attempt there. That time Kenya Simpson. And the Bulldogs send it back over. Let's see. We got this one. I missed that, Joe, because I was looking down on my sheet to see who the player was.
The ball hit somewhere up in the
thank you.
Yeah.
So the Titans get the point, lead 8-4. I was looking down on my sheet to find a name and missed that. Bivens, the libero for Lorain with a line drive service, an ace, and the Titans lead 9-4. And right now, we mentioned Troy Howell. He is up talking with Coach Caprice Irby. They're talking strategy in between points. Middle of the front row. Sent back over by Garfield Heights, but into the net by Sadler. And Lorain out to the quick 10-4 lead. And, Joe, when you're up 2-1, I think it's imperative here for Lorain to get off to a quick start here in Game 3 to kind of take the will away from the – yes.
Exactly.
And as I say that, Kenya Simpson with a double hit into the net. Garfield Heights gets a point, and they trail 10-5. And the flip side of that coin, Joe, is for Garfield Heights. I think they've got to get themselves back in this match quickly into Game 3 if they want to have an opportunity.
Agreed.
Miranda Anderson with a serve. And we had a violation on the Bulldogs pre-serve.
Rotation error.
Yeah, rotation error, and that's going to give the point to Lorain, and they lead 11-5, and they get the serve.
Yeah, you have to be set in a certain position before the serve.
Alyssa Myrick, a senior, comes in for the first time. And Myrick to serve, her team up 11-5. And her serve is effective, and Lorain leads 12-5. Myrick again serving. Sends it over, and from the back row, it's played ahead. Set for the Bulldogs, and from the middle of the front row, sending it over was Sadler. There's a set, and Penelope Wallace with the kill attempt that's dug out, passed ahead by Pickett, and sent over by Patterson. Myrick with the set, and that spike attempt is dug out by the Bulldogs. And on the third attempt, they'll send it right back to the Titan side. Blocked at the net by the Bulldogs as the net play is there, and Cheyenne Brown for Lorain sends it back to the Bulldogs. That kill goes into the net, and that point goes to the Titans. They lead 13-5.
Everything going right for the Lady Titans here in set 3.
Yeah, and they're off to a much bigger lead earlier than they were in the previous games. As Alyssa Myrick continues to serve, that just gets over the net. Penelope Wallace digs it out. Cheyenne Brown, was she over the net? She was.
She was, yeah.
She was over on the Garfield Heights side. And that's going to give the point to the Bulldogs, and that'll make it 13-6.
Right idea. Just got to be aware of where you're at on the court.
You got to fix the scoreboard. It's 13-6. They've given the Titans 2 points. They still need to take a point off of there, Joe. Serve goes into the net. It's now 14-6, but they didn't catch it. They've given the Titans one more point than they really have. We'll see if they catch this or not. Scoreboard says 15-6. Not correct, but I don't think they're going to fix it. And Penelope Wallace will send it over, and it's out of bounds. 15-7, Titans lead. And coming in, a substitute, is going to be Mara Nievas, the junior. She played earlier. Titans up 15-7 as they try to close out the Bulldogs in 3. Sadler serving. And that's out of bounds, 15-8. It hit the guide wire. Sadler with a great line drive serve that is dug out by Bivens. Left side of the front row. Thornton hits it over, but point goes to the Titans. They lead 16-8. Titans, and serving will be Cheyenne Brown, the junior. Excellent serve by Brown. From the right side of the front row, hitting it over is Patterson for the Bulldogs. And we're going to have the Titans into the net.
4 hits.
4 hits, thank you. 16-9 Titans. Serving is Amaya Patterson. Patterson off the net, and it's going to be a point as diving for it was Nieves. Couldn't come up with it as it just trickled off the net and went over to the Lorain side. 16-10, Titans still lead, but now it's down to 6 as Garfield Heights is trying to scratch and claw their way back into it. Patterson to Bivens. Patterson sends it over. Bivens slides for it. Myrick gets it over on the third hit, but it is going to be hit too long by Ava Miller. And it's 16-11. The Titan lead is down to 5. And a timeout for your Lorain Titans. Their first timeout, and I think that's a good timeout.
Excellent timeout. Yeah, you don't want to let this. You don't want to let this get out of hand and let them sneak into this third set because who knows what would happen with momentum. You know how that goes.
Yes, I do. And time now, I think, Joe, to let everybody know about the athletic trainer here at Lorain. And with the Cleveland Clinic, your Lorain School's athletic trainer, Tracy Menges, who works closely with Cleveland Clinic sports medicine specialists to provide your student athlete the best treatment and prevention of sports injuries. Visit clevelandclinic.org/sports medicine to learn more. Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine, caring for pro athletes, active individuals, your student athlete, and you. And you get a look there at all some of the area high schools that the Cleveland Clinic works with. They are the official sports medicine provider of your Lorain Titans. Thanks to the good folks there with the clinic and longtime athletic trainer Tracy Menges. Patterson to serve into the net, and the Titans go up 17-11. And there's the timeout, Joe, where the momentum goes away, right?
Yeah.
And now Myrick will come out. Coming back in is Kristen Castro. 17-11. Titans by 8. Edwards to serve to the back row. Passed ahead, left side of the front row, sending it over is Miranda Anderson. Anderson for Garfield Heights. And the battle to net was somebody hit the net, and it's going to be one of the Titans.
Yes.
17-12. Point goes to the Bulldogs. So 17-12, Bulldogs trail by 5, and they serve. It's Thornton with the ace, 17-13. Joe, just to refresh my memory, if they ended here with a sweep, do we take a timeout between the end of the game, or do we just keep it here?
If you need one. If you don't, we can go right into the close.
I think we're okay.
Okay.
Thought I would just double check with you.
Sure, no problem.
18-13 as that serve went into the net. And it'll be Ava Miller, the freshman, to serve for Lorain. To try to get the Titans a little bit closer to this match in a season sweep. Bivens does a great job of diving forward for the Titans to keep it in play, and we're going to get a missed hit, a double hit by Garfield Heights, 19-13 Lorain. Lorain won game 1, 25-22. Game 2, 25-12. Garfield Heights, third hit. Nicely done by Pickett. Set. And the kill is going to be good by Jalea Wright. So the Titans are now 5 points away from the match. Serving will be Ava Miller. Miller with a line drive, dug out by Thornton. And sent back over, dug out by Kenya Simpson. Goes off the support beam, but then sending it back over is Kristen Castro. Good job by the Titans staying with it. And that one will be hit wide and out of bounds, 21-13 Titans. Ava Miller. And from the middle of the front row, Katira Smith. And it will be blocked by the Titans. It went off one of the Titans, so the point goes to Garfield Heights. They cut the lead to 21-14. The serve goes long and out of bounds by Pickett. 22-14. Titans 3 points away from winning this match in 3 games. And don't forget, in the first match over at Garfield Heights, it went the limit, 5 games before the Titans put them away.
Yeah, Rob, I always like to look at the second time around.
Yeah, right. Point for Garfield Heights, 22-15.
Lorain's
improved
quite a bit.
They won 25-22, 25-12 first 2 games. Serving will be Miranda Anderson. Miranda sends it deep. Bivens digs it out. And cranking it up there at the front row. And there's going to be a
in the net.
Violation into the net are the Titans, 22-16. Anderson serving. From the back row, Leasia Castro. And in the middle of the front row, putting it into the net is Kenya Simpson. And now it's 22-17. Titans have 1 timeout remaining. Garfield Heights has both. And might the Titans take a timeout if Garfield Heights gets another point or 2? Anderson to Bivens in the back row. The set, right side of the front row for Castro. It's blocked right back at her. And on the 4th hit, Kenya Simpson sends it back over. The 4th hit, including the block. If you block, you get 4 hits. And Titans are not going to get to this one, and it's now 22-18. Coach Caprice Irby not taking it yet. She's giving instructions to her team. And serving is Miranda Anderson. 22-18 Titans. Anderson to Bivens from the back row. Set. And Simpson cranks it up and gets the spike. But no, it was out.
Oh, it was out.
It was out, okay.
It was out.
22-19.
It was in, but it was out.
Yeah, it's Garfield Heights.
Wow.
So it was, the spike was out of bounds by the Titans. So Anderson, her team down 3. Set. And Caprice, Kristen Castro, I should say, sends it over. Dug out by Araya Bivens. Kenya Simpson, left side, dug out by Anderson. Played over to Pickett. And sending that over was Patterson for Garfield Heights. Patterson now with the set. And into the net. Titans hit it, 22-20.
Time out.
And there we're going to get it right here.
Wow.
As the Titans have had that lead cut to 22-20. A 6-0 run for Garfield Heights. They trailed 22-14. They've scored 6 in a row as you look at Coach Caprice Irby. And want to let you know about a safety model. If you see something, say something. Share safety concerns with any school employee or adult. Call Safer Schools Ohio hotline. It's 844-SAFEROH. And that again is 844-723-3764. Or you can text the Lorain Police tip line, and that is 440-204-2555. 440-204-2555.
If you see something, say something.
Joe, Garfield Heights making this really interesting. They trailed 22-14, but they have reeled off 6 points in a row to cut it to 22-20. And again, still serving is Miranda Anderson. To the back row, Castro plays it ahead on the 3rd hit. Hitting it over is Cheyenne Brown. Set by Anderson. Middle of the front row, blocked, but the point goes to Garfield Heights, Anaya Sadler, and it's 22-21 Lorain.
Lorain with no timeouts left. Garfield with 2.
Anderson serving, trying to get 8 straight points to tie it. And Castro on the third hit sends it over. Anderson sends it back over to the Titans. And at the front row, Castro gets the point, and the Titans now are 2 points away from the match at 23-21.
Boy, did they need that point.
And they lead 23-21, and going back to serve is Alyssa Myrick. Myrick, the senior, sends it over from the back row. It's played. Anderson at the net, and we've got a violation on the Bulldogs. We're at match point, 24-21. I thought maybe Coach Gates would take one of his timeouts. He does not.
Yeah, he wants to take him on the bus with him, I guess.
24-21, Myrick to serve. Sends it over. Dug out, Anderson with the set. From the right side of the front row, they send it back to the Titans. Here's the set for the match. Kenya Simpson cranks it up, and it's good.
Great way to end it.
Kenya Simpson puts it down, and the Titans win 25-21. So your Lorain Titans are going to improve to 12-8 overall, and they're going to go to 8-1 in league play. And for the Bulldogs of Garfield Heights, they drop to 11-8 overall. As Lorain sweeps
I'll tell you what,
Garfield Heights.
Nice comeback by Garfield. Though.
Yes. 25-22, 25-12, 25-21 as Garfield Heights falls to Lorain in 3. And the Lorain Titans, again, I know, Joe, you said they've got a big match coming up with Bedford as they look to try to win the LEL. And
well, they beat with Maple.
Okay.
Their one league loss is against Bedford at their place. And then Bedford came here the other night and swept them in 3. It was 25-23, 25-19, 27-25.
Wow.
So it was some exciting. It was 3-0, but it was some very tense.
In a big win tonight, in a hard-fought win. Even though this was a sweep in 3 games, not easy. Again, those scores: 25-22, 25-12, 25-21. Don't forget, Garfield Heights came from behind. They trailed in Game 3, 22-14. They scored 7 points to cut it to 22-21, and then Lorain with the final 3 points wins it by a score of 25-21.
Yeah, kudos to him for not giving up. I mean, that was a great comeback by Garfield, but
well, Lorain couldn't lose tonight on the Joe Bach victory lap, and Joe, for years and years, you know me well enough. You know I've teased you quite a bit, and but I do want to, for one last time, just for be a little bit serious, that been my pleasure to work with you. We're gonna miss you. Loved working with you, and it's been fun for me to call you a friend, and I know our friendship will go on even though you're retired. And I want to thank you for all the years of entertainment that you've given all the listeners, viewers of WLCS TV 20. I know I speak for many when I say you will be missed, and you did a fantastic job. And I want to thank you for letting me be part of the ride. So thank you, Joe.
It goes both ways, Rob. You're a true professional. It's been my pleasure, and been blessed to work with you all these years.
And plus, I got this nice shirt.
You got nice
Man, look at the swag I get.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to need that back.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
So again, Lorain wins in 3 games, 25-22, 25-12, and 25-21. And we wish Joe Bach the best in his retirement. For Joe, this is Rob Polinsky reminding you one more time, you've been watching WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.